What's up, everybody? I'm Peanut Tillman, and this is the NFL Players Second Acts podcast. With me, as always, my trusty co-host, Mr. Roman Harper. What's up, baby?
What's up, dog?
I like that shirt.
Thank you. I appreciate it, man. Just learning that you can't count because you went from 1, 2 to 10.
That's how you
and it's easily just to say 3 and then start. But you don't like to do anything that way. So let's just jump right to our guest.
Yeah,
he's an Alabama guy. He's from Alabama.
Introduce him. Introduce him then.
No.
Introduce him then.
I don't think you were going to say that.
I'm tired of you stepping on my toes.
I didn't think you were going to say it.
I don't even have my notes in front of me.
Okay, all right.
I'm going to make you do this one.
All right. He's a defensive back that played for the Cowboys, Broncos, Bills. He is in the University of Alabama, or UAB, all right, University of Alabama, Birmingham's Hall of Fame. And he's now CEO of RCX Sports, which is a leader in youth sports in all different sports. Welcome to the podcast, Izell Reese.
Thank you, fellas. Thank you. I like that shirt too, man. I might have
Thanks,
to.
Dog.
I
get to you off my back
Yeah.
when I'm done. I'm that type of guy.
I like
You are that kind of guy.
I am. All right, so Izell, kind of go through your path, your journey. You walk on at UAB, you earn a scholarship, and then you end up playing 7-8 years in the league.
Yeah, man. It was call it the Cinderella story, if you will, man.
Yeah.
Going to UAB, people didn't even know we had a program.
Well, I was going to say
when
because this was in
I know.
UAB. This was because you're older
It's in
than
the
me.
90s, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
UAB in the 90s was very, very much so startup.
Yep.
I played him in the
Basketball
90s.
school.
Yes.
I played him in the 90s.
Yeah.
99.
Yeah, I mean, but they were around, but they still were early
Yeah.
phase.
That's right.
At that time.
Yeah.
Because they were recruiting me in 2001.
Why didn't you go
And
there?
it was, well, I mean,
What
happened?
Alabama offered me, dude, and like they didn't have like a makeshift gym, like it was already done. It was like he knows.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah. It was,
like they were still building.
You didn't want to be
Yeah.
a part of that?
No,
Yeah, it was. See. Then you could have joined that history train with me.
Yeah.
You know.
it's fine. I made another Hall of Fame. It's
That's
okay.
right. That's right.
It's
Right.
okay.
Yeah, but no, man, walking on there was it was a great experience. And making a trail, trying to open up some more doors. And playing in college and not getting that opportunity, especially being from a state like Alabama,
Yeah.
I only think about 2 schools. And so when UAB called me, man, it was just like, hey, would you be interested in coming here? And man, I was about to go in the military.
Oh,
because
wow.
I couldn't afford to go to college. And so I was like, I want to go to college. So I was going to take the military route. And days away, the coach from UAB called. Their quarterback had just transferred from Southern Miss. His dad was my high school coach, and he's like, I got this guy down here. I don't know how he's still here. You should just call him. So they called me up. They was like, hey, we'd love to have you. Now, we don't have no scholarships for you, but I heard a lot about you if you want to give it a shot. And, I said, man, I don't want to leave myself with a what if. Let me just try it and see where it goes. And so that was kind of how it all started for me, man. And then I just had a phenomenal career. Started as a freshman.
Hold on, you walked on and started?
Walked on, started all 4
missed the
years.
memo.
How did we
Yeah.
not recruit this
Yeah.
guy? What were
Yeah,
we doing?
yeah, man. So it was a good journey, man. And then I got drafted by the Cowboys. Nobody ever been drafted from UAB.
You the
So,
first pick?
Well, me and
first time
me
drafted.
and another DB, Dana Sidney. He went to the Titans. So
Yes.
he and I both came out in '98. So we both came out the same year. Yeah.
That's so good. And so I got to know this too now because so when you get there and you walk on, because you probably have zero expectations.
Yeah.
Or you're a little nervous and you're like, I'm just happy to be here.
Yeah.
Then at what point do you get out there and like, man, I'm better than a lot of these dudes out here?
Yeah. Well, I honestly, man, I went in with that mentality.
Okay.
Because I didn't feel like I should have been a walk-on.
No.
I just kind of got caught up in that whole journey of recruiting and this and that and not really knowing where it was going to go, but I knew I could play. And so I kind of went in more with a chip on my shoulder of wanting to prove myself versus being nervous. And so I was out for it, man. I was like, look, I got nothing to lose.
Yeah.
And so, and everything to gain, because if I can show myself, then hopefully, they can give me some funding so I can afford this, so I can get my education. So, and I just left it all on the line, man. And it just, as soon as I got out there, it was pretty evident. I knew I could play.
What would you say one of your best characteristics were, that guided you along that journey?
Man, just, being a defensive player.
Yeah.
I think that aggressiveness, that competitiveness of the game, and wanting to just compete, man, wanting to prove yourself. I mean, being a DB, you get out on that island, or you're out there free safety, and you're that last line of defense, man. I've always had that kind of mentality. And so I would say just the competitiveness of just wanting to compete, and just, wanting to prove yourself. So for me, I think that was the biggest thing for me, man. It showed on the field, and everything I've been able to put myself on and off the field too, man. I kind of still take those characteristics with me in terms of business, life, and how I go about things too. So,
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No. You. All right. So no, you clearly have shown the mentality and that what you're doing, right? You told us about this sense of who you are, this mindset of going to UAB, walk on, getting drafted that year to the Cowboys first, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Cowboys,
so go to the Cowboys first, and how do you take that in? You're a small school guy that a lot of people have not even heard of. They've heard of schools in Alabama, but it probably wasn't yours.
Yeah.
And then how do you stick?
Yeah.
So what is that mentality? Because now you're like, dude, I'm right back at it.
Yeah.
I got to get right back into the mud. I don't know how.
Now,
maybe
if
you
anything,
describe
that's what a nervousness was.
Okay,
You get drafted, you go to the league. I'm going to the Cowboys as a DB.
Yeah.
You got Darren Woodson, Kevin Smith, Deion Sanders, George Teague. Them were my guys, man.
Yeah.
But to walk into that, I'm like, shit, I just want to make this team. And that was a 6th-round draft pick. And so at that point, you're already just going like, look, I don't have nothing to lose. I'm just going to leave it out. But I got some great guys in front of me to learn from and, fortunate, to have that kind of secondary in front of me playing with to learn from. And, man, they treated me like a little brother. So, to take that in as a DB, man, I couldn't have picked a better secondary to be a part of coming out then.
The UAB's education piece. I don't think people understand how hard of a school it is.
It is.
Academically?
Academically, it's top notch. It's the best school in the state, especially as far as like the medical school, the hospital, that whole thing.
Yeah.
All that, you take the educational piece from UAB. How do you think that helped you apply yourself as far as like in the NFL as well? Like, could you just feel more confident that I could confidently learn and take on anything that this thing has?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, that whole thing of being a student athlete and going to a program like UAB. I mean, I was an honor student in high school. Mm-hmm. So going into college and getting in and getting that opportunity to do that and also be a student athlete at the collegiate level, it set such a good foundation for me. And then coming into the league and they handed you a playbook this big, and you're trying to learn it and so forth. So just being a student of the game as well, I prided myself on that. I was my main position. I played virtually every position in the league in the secondary, but I was a free safety. I mean, that was my position. So being that kind of quarterback, if you will, in the secondary and learning the game, I was able to do that. I had a very good DB coach as well to kind of teach me the game. John Neal, coach at Oregon forever too. He was my DB coach, man. So just I prided myself on just knowing the game, not only knowing what DBs were doing, but what are the linebackers doing, what are the front line doing, and just being a student of the game as well.
So being a 6th-round draft pick and trying to make that team with what you just mentioned, the Darren Woodsons, did you have to play special teams?
Oh yeah.
Absolutely.
When you first go out, that's the first thing they say. Hey, you want to make this team? You gotta make a name for yourself.
Yeah.
On special teams.
They just don't make guys like that no more, man.
Yeah.
They really don't make guys
they
like
don't.
that.
And then in Dallas, I mean.
I still have respect for guys that don't play special teams. Like, this guy right here never played a special team in the NFL a day in his life.
Yeah. So he don't know. So Avezzano, if people know that name, he had the long hair, defensive coordinator. Special teams coach. Man, we had the number one special teams across the board. So you didn't have a choice in Dallas then. You didn't have a choice because you had Darren Woodson on the punt team. Pro Bowl, on the punt team. So you come into that. That's just the way Dallas culture was. So,
I love it. I love that culture.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yes. Love that. I love that culture.
Anytime he can kick me. I'm sorry.
You're not sorry.
I'm not sorry. You're right.
I don't want your sorry.
Yeah, you're
well,
right.
you missed out, man.
He totally missed out.
Special team was good.
Being on
the kickoff team, the real kickoff team back in the day.
I did some kickoff coverage.
Okay. Were you like the safety man in the back?
The fold guy.
That don't count.
That does not count.
If you ain't like the 2 to the 5,
Yes.
No.
you know, and I was the 5, so we coming right down the middle.
Oh yeah.
Wedge buster.
Wedge buster.
Well, when you're a fast 5, you're actually
Exactly.
You
You
get the
get there
two-way
before
go.
the bus.
Yeah.
You got to
Two-way
beat
go
it
with it.
because you get it. You're like, damn, they got me.
Yeah. So let's take it back to your rookie. Well, it may not even be your rookie year. What was we all have that like, dang, this is the league.
Yeah.
What was your welcome to the NFL moment?
Man, it was at practice. My welcome to the NFL moment. So, you know, again, I played at Dallas. So I'm laughing because Larry Allen is in it. So my welcome to the NFL was an LA moment at practice. And so I'm playing safety at the time. And, you know, you got to come down for run support. You know, and they kind of run. LA is pulling on the play. And I got to turn the run inside, right? So I'm getting this. I mean, when I say low, I mean my elbow on the ground low. And here come LA coming around the corner, man, and he just like a rhino just plows me up, man, and I go skirting back like 20, 30 yards. And so I'm sitting on the ground laughing, everybody laughing, but that was my and LA come pick me up because LA was my homeboy, rest in peace. He was a good dude, man, and another guy that, you know, kind of took me in as a little brother, but that was my welcome to the league moment. It was at practice.
Yeah.
So, but that was funny, man. That was a moment, man. But again, Larry was a good dude too.
Yeah.
So,
Hey, Izell. So we always like to talk about numbers. You know, we're football players. Like we like numbers.
I do.
yeah.
All right. I wore 41. All right. I got that number in college because it was my dad. First of all, they gave it to me. And then I found out it was my dad's number. And I was like, okay, I'll keep it. But I enjoyed 41. Why? Because the 4 is big, but the 1 is slimming. And so it fits my body type.
Slimming.
It is.
You
It's slimming.
Oh my God.
Made it work.
Yeah.
I hear you.
43, though, for you.
Fort Trey. Yeah, that was me.
You're just making it sound cooler than what I thought envisioned.
See, when you say Fort Trey, yeah,
It does
see?
feel better.
Yeah.
It naturally already feels
It's
better.
got more swag to it.
It already
Faux Trey,
feels-
faux Trey.
Yeah. Faux Trey, faux
I
Trey.
like it.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, you're already selling me on this because
I
I'm
am
like,
too.
Yeah.
because the 4 is big and the 3 is another big number.
Big numbers.
You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
Yeah. Well, we got a similar story.
Okay.
They gave that to me in being a walk-on.
Oh yeah, they just
I don't get to pick a number. They just here you go, walk on. And so they handed me to it, man. I wore 44, and
that's
Ooh,
even
that's ugly.
yeah,
That's so ugly.
I feel like that's
ugly.
even
That's
bigger.
like, it's heavy.
you know why?
You look like a fullback.
I played linebacker in high school.
Oh.
I could hit, and me and Kevin Jackson, you know that name?
I do know Kevin Jackson.
Kevin-
Played at Alabama for a long time.
Kevin
he's
Jackson,
from your area?
he's from Dothan. We played
Yeah.
together. He and I were the linebackers.
I didn't know you played with Kev.
Yep.
Oh,
yep.
man.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. He's back in Dothan coaching.
Yeah, he is.
High school coaching. So yeah, we were the 2 linebackers together. Kevin was a little bit before me, and so we were just 2 small linebackers that could just hit. You know, basically DBs trying to play linebacker. And I can't remember what Kevin was 7. I think he always wore 7. But I wore 44. Man, I think that was another number that was handed to me as a freshman. So here we
so
go.
you kept
So,
it? You kept it through college?
I had 44, but when I got to college and asked for 44, they was like, no, it's just taken. We're going to give you 43, the closest thing next to it. And my dad never told me, similar story, I got 43. He didn't actually tell me this until I got drafted. I don't know why he waited so long. But my dad told me I wore 43 in high school. So I didn't know that either, man. So I had just made a name for myself with that number, man. Got used to it. They used to call me Fort Trey. And so when I got to Dallas, they had it for me. He handed it to me. So I was like, yeah, and I kept it throughout the league.
His story is way better than yours.
Well, it sounds better when he calls it 4 Trey.
That's what I'm saying. It sounds way better.
Way better than 43.
You just say 41. It's real slimming. That's all. That's the only thing you got.
The 1 is slimming. The 4 is big. The 1 is slimming. It's okay.
It's okay.
Yeah, it's okay. I accept it.
Yeah. So you played both corner and safety.
Yeah,
Like myself,
I did.
I played both. I'm a corner safety.
Yeah.
Which one was harder to play?
Corner for me. So, I natural free safety. That was my position. Could play some strong. You know, you always got to be interchangeable at the safety position. But getting out on that island was it was different. And then not doing it until you got into the league.
Yeah.
So that
pretty
was
difficult to do.
a whole different animal. But again, trying to be a student of the game, man, learning from Prime, them and those guys, it definitely kind of that's what got me into playing corner because, I mean, I had such good guys playing in front of me. And you're always trying to learn as much of the game as you can. But, man, just watching Prime, watching Kevin Smith, watching those guys play the position and constantly coaching on the field, I think that had more to do with me going into the corner position a little bit as well, too. So because I could always – we were unique, too, because I could cover the slot.
Yep.
And so at one point, we played a 42 defense the whole season.
Okay.
And so here it is. We had 5 DBs, and that was our natural defense. Mike Zimmer was our defense coordinator at the time. And so I would come in, and so me and Teague were the safeties, and Woody was so big, Darren Woodson, he could come down and play weak linebacker. Yeah. So we played that as our standard package for a whole year one year when I was in Dallas. So, and that was, man, we were able to do a lot. With Deion, he just left him on the island. And always have to come over in motion with slot, man. Mm-hmm. It allowed us to do a lot of different things. We had a pretty solid secondary then.
Yeah, you ain't never played corner, did you?
No.
No corner, no special teams.
So you were in Dallas with Langham too?
No.
Not Langham, sorry, Teague. I apologize.
Yeah, with Teague, yeah.
You weren't there when the whole T.O. fight thing.
I was on the field when it happened.
Ooh. This is exactly what I was anticipating. Ooh. Let's talk about that.
Yeah.
So, first time it happens, T.O. gets a touchdown. First of all, I'm a 49ers fan, so I'm elated. Okay. I'm a big T.O. fan. He gets in the end zone, does his thing. Then Emmett comes in, does his thing, takes his helmet off, adds a little bit more juice to it.
Yep.
Before the Emmett rule.
Yeah.
Okay. And then T.O. scores again, said, you know what, I'm going to one up. And I've talked to Teague about this since. Then Teague runs down, hits T.O. on the star.
Yeah.
And all hell breaks loose. Okay, So what are you thinking? How are you going to respond? Did something on the sidelines go off where like, bro, if this happens again, we going to do something? Any of those things happening?
It's already it's already brewing. I mean, that's one of those matchups. You already just dislike each other. Mm-hmm. It just goes with the territory. So you can feel it during the whole game. Woody had already got kicked out of the game, Darren Woodson. So me and Teague were the safeties. Mm-hmm. So when Teague, I didn't even see the play. I saw the touchdown. And then I turn around and I just see Teague taking off. And I couldn't even see T.O. And, just natural instinct. You see your teammate running, you start running.
Yeah.
So here it is, I'm running. I'm probably 10 yards behind Teague. I don't even know why I'm running. We just running. So, and then I see him just lay T out on the start. Man, I turn around and I just look behind me. I don't know why. I'm glad I did. And here's one of the 49ers linemen just barreling down at me. And I just kind of olayed him and he went on his face. So that whole play was wild, man. So it was other things happening besides what just happened on the star. Refs, the bench is about to clear. It's about to get ugly, man. And I'm glad it kind of came out, man, because it was about to be a
Were there
serious
any
fight.
words said that, like, if he does that again, we're going to go get him? There was no word said.
Teague didn't say a word, man. He just took off. I was like, man, you got to tell us. You got to let us know what your game plan is. But no, it just like a switch hit, and he just took off after him, man. So
like the true definition of we must protect this house.
That's right. Yeah, protect the star, man. So that was that was a funny moment. But so I almost got olayed. I already been the second highlight on that. So that lineman caught me. So
that would have been real funny if you'd have got
that would have been hilarious.
Because you were like, bro, I wasn't even doing nothing.
Yeah, right. I didn't even know what was going on. So
tell me this. So did you get right into youth sports right after retirement? What kind of inspired you to kind of take that path? I'm pretty sure youth sports was a big thing in your life, but what made you say, all right, RCX, this is where I'm going, this is what I want to do?
Yeah. I think we all experienced it when we played. I mean, just, and even after, but just being a role model, going and speaking with kids, working with kids in any type of camp. I'm sure you all have done a lot of those as well. I thoroughly enjoyed it. And even when I was in Dallas and Denver, Buffalo, I would always do things within the youth and the community. It was just, something I was passionate about. I never thought about it as a career or a transition into that, like what I'm doing now. But I enjoyed doing it. And so, when I hung up the cleats, if you will, I started doing it a little bit more. One thing led to the next. I was actually working with this organization called Next College Student Athlete. And so it actually, think of like guidance counselors for student athletes, if you will, just kind of helping them find their path, find the right fit for them. And I joined that organization because I walked on in college. And I just wanted to help kids find their path because, you know, here it is. I got to live out my dreams and be a college student athlete, make it to the pros. And I said, all right, I want to do this. I want to get involved with this. And that kind of spurred and opened the door. NFL called a couple of years ago, said, hey, can you run a camp for us at the Super Bowl? And you all probably remember this, Rivals Camps and Combines, where they rank kids for. I've been running Rivals Camps and Combines for 10 years. So I took over running Rivals Camps and Combines for years, and the NFL saw that and said, run a camp for us. If you can get 100 kids, it was during the Super Bowl, 500 kids showed up. You know, we created a great experience. Next thing you know, they call about NFL Flag. That door opens, and then I get a call from the NBA as well, wanting to do things. And man, it just kind of skyrocketed there. So now, as CEO and founder of RCX Sports, I work across 6 pro leagues. So NHL, NBA, Major League Soccer, NBA, WNBA, you name it. And then I also just partner with USTA, getting more kids involved with tennis. So I'm running all these different youth initiatives and youth programming across multiple pro leagues.
Now, can you play tennis?
A little bit, man. I got a little bit more involved with tennis. I wish somebody gave me a tennis racket growing up.
Yeah.
You know, like you start thinking about it. My kids are really into tennis,
Yeah.
and they actually started playing during the pandemic. You know, there was nothing to do. It was a tennis court down the street, and we all were getting chubby. I was like, all right, let's go do something. So, and they fell in love with it.
Yeah.
They still play. My son is 13. I think he plays football too. But they've really gotten involved with it, and he aspires to hopefully play in college one day, if not football. So it's been cool to see, man, and get more kids just involved with the game. A lot of kids get priced out of certain sports, tennis being one of them.
True.
And so, you know, this is giving me now an opportunity, and that's what tennis USTA wanted to see. How do we get more kids involved? And I said, well, we got to break down some of these financial barriers. And so, you know, to get more kids involved. So I said, sign me up. I'd love to do it. So
I've got 4 kids, 3 girls, 1 boy. I thought my son was going to play football. I struck out with that one, which is cool. Now they got flag football in the schools, right? So we got flag football in the state of Illinois, and you can they have flag football for like varsity. There's a JV and a varsity for girls. And my number 2, she plays. Awesome linebacker, got a couple touchdowns.
I get it.
Yeah, my 12-year-old, she's like a little female Randy Moss. Like Goosh just goes up and gets the ball.
Yeah, Goose always been different.
Goosh is just complete athlete, badass. Shout out to you, Goosh. What do you feel, and what are your thoughts on the Olympics hosting flag football now?
Oh, I love it. I love it. So I've been overseeing NFL flag for 5 years now for the NFL. We just hit 800,000 kids participating in NFL flag, boys and girls. It's massive. But I remember when I first got that opportunity, and NFL said, hey, reimagine what NFL flag and what flag football could be, and put a strong emphasis on kids in under-resourced communities and girls participating. And I remember giving I called Troy Vincent actually with this. I remember giving Troy a call a couple years ago, and I said, Troy, I got it. Because I'm spinning my wheels. How am I going to get more girls to play football? Flag is cool, but how am I going to get more girls to play? And this was about 4 years ago. I said, I got it. I said, we need to make flag a college sport. He looked at me like I had 3 heads. He was like, okay. I said, just tell me the league will support it if we can get colleges to play. And so he said, absolutely.
Support the idea.
Support the idea.
And everybody else will fall in line.
And put resources to it.
Love that.
And,
if you build it, they will come.
That's
Love
right.
that.
That's right. And so I called him about a week later.
Hold on. So you started this? This was you?
I did. You got to give him a little bump on that one now. You got to give him a little bump
I
on
didn't
that
even
one.
know that. Boy, Alabama changing the world,
That's
Craig.
right. That's
Alabama
right.
or him?
That's right. So, we get everybody in the room. I said, all right, Troy, I got everybody lined up. And he said, well, you gonna come? I said, would you come to the meeting? He said, yeah. He said, who's going to be there? I said, NCAA, NAIA, and NJCAA. So junior colleges, all the collegiate associations. I said, I can already tell you who's going to be the first one. It's going to be NAI. And so sure enough, we lead that meeting, and NAI says we're in, because high school flag had already been played. Florida's been playing it, 15 plus years. I mean, they've been playing it a long time, but it was only 3 or 4 states playing. Now we just hit our 15th. Mississippi and Louisiana just sanctioned. So there's 15 states that have now sanctioned for girls to be able to play. But it's now, because of NAI, then JUCO came on board, then NCAA, Division III, Division II, and Alabama, again, showing some love. Alabama State just became the first D1 and also HBCU to offer flag football for women in college. So this year we're looking at 60-plus colleges and universities that will be offering women the opportunity to play in college and counting.
That's big.
Yeah,
like
man,
it's huge.
you created that. You planted that seed and it was out there.
I planted the seed. NFL,
That's
backed
big.
it, put some resources to it. The collegiate associations all came on board. I had a lot of good, strong relationships. And mind you, I was in recruiting before, so my collegiate association relationships were strong. So we've opened that door, and then we just recently submitted the application to the NCAA for flag as an emerging sport. And that's the step you take when you want to get flag to be a championship sport. And so they called and asked us if we would submit the application for that. And we did it a couple months ago. So we may get the news any day now. And that's where sports sit that's trying to go through the path. So a lot of women's sports, women's wrestling, beach volleyball. I followed the path and took notes of these other sports that went in and got into championship status. So those doors open, man. And then to your point earlier, now LA 28. In that opportunity of now seeing it in the Olympics too, which is huge.
Yeah, I like that.
Izell, man, look, we've got to know you more and more just by sitting here. You've accomplished a lot. I mean, you went from walk-on to NFL player to getting out, finding a passion in youth sports, building it out at your own hometown. Then all of a sudden now, planting that seed of what we just heard the story, which none of us knew.
No.
Yeah.
Right? So now we have D1 women's flag football.
Yeah.
All of these things. Is there anything that you take more pride in saying, like, man, that maybe you don't take pride in it now, maybe you're not because you're still in it.
Yeah.
You're still grinding through, your head's down. But like, man, I want you to come up out of it a little bit and say, look back and like, what do you look back and say, man, I'm really proud of that?
Yeah, it would definitely, man. Our individual accolades playing the game, you never forget that moment, and it's a dream come true, man. But helping to open this door for women to be able to play college athletics, that's. Man, I remember when I sat down and told my family, my daughter's 17, my son is 13. We're sitting at the table, and I knew it was about to happen, and for my daughter to reach over and pat me on the back and say, "Dad, I'm proud of you."
That's big.
That man, I had to go to the bathroom. My eyes got water. It's one of those moments. So, and that to me, man.
I love that.
So to your point, that meant something that, to truly make a difference in this game.
Yes.
And giving women the opportunity we had, to say I played football, and now I see girls, on social media and they're signing day and so forth, and then going watching college games, and but to your point though. Still writing chapters, man. I can't wait to see it at UAB, Alabama, everywhere, and they're getting full rides everywhere and playing at every university, man. And it has that kind of momentum. So it's 50,000 girls playing in high school now for their high school.
Well, my high school, Prattville, I think we were in the state championship this year in flag football.
Yeah.
So we had a really good team this year. It's bananas to me. When I was growing up, all you had was the opportunity to maybe play in the Powder Puff game.
Same there too, man.
And to now to see
that's it.
Grown.
That's it,
opportunity.
man. That's it. So and just trying to break these doors down. And Alabama's another great example because it wasn't a high school sport in Alabama, and us being from there. So I asked the Falcons would they support it, and they were like, absolutely. So the Falcons helped support it with Alabama High School Athletic Association so that they could get funding to start it and make it a high school sport and sanction it. So. So just breaking these doors down, man. So the goal is we want every state to offer it, and the goal is to get all the way across the board, D1 on down, HBCUs, NAI, JUCO, and just keep doing it, man. Keep doing it and see it through.
Being a huge advocate for Olympic flag football. I know there was talks maybe a few months ago. I know and I forget the gentleman's name. He was the quarterback, and
Doucette.
Everyone was tripping on him, and you guys can't play this sport. What are your thoughts on professional athletes that are already in the NFL wanting to go to the Olympics and play flag football?
I think they should. I hope they get the chance. I wouldn't be surprised if some former players don't get more actively involved, but I hope the active players get that opportunity, because what it reminds me of is the dream team.
Absolutely.
When you think about Michael Jordan and seeing that, and we always think like, man, it'd be cool if we could do that and medal and represent our country. So I think they deserve that opportunity. It'll only elevate the game. But for them personally, I mean, who wouldn't want to see that, on the men's side, and just see that opportunity of, NFL players. And everybody wants to see how well they can play. Mm-hmm. At the end of the day, man, NFL players will crush it. I mean, I'm around the flag game a lot. And, man, you start putting NFL play. It's still football at the end of the day. It's just like girls getting involved. Mm-hmm. They backpedaling, you're covering, it's quarterbacks. It's football. So it will be good. So I hope that they can get in. I hope they give them an opportunity. But I wouldn't be surprised when LA 28 hit if you at least got some notable NFL names on that list or vying for that opportunity to represent Team USA.
I just think it's cool because we didn't know what the 92 Dream Team was going to do to the world, what it did for basketball. Right? It changed everything.
That's right.
Right? So, but once these people get to travel and all of a sudden somebody gets to see the best of the best in football in another country, maybe it's not 2028. Maybe it's going to be something after where all of a sudden we implant or we go into another country and where people can actually see them. They can touch them. They can win it. Because that's what it really was.
Yeah.
They got to see these players and they were like just enamored. And all of a sudden now we look up 30 years down the road and this basketball is a global sport. The best players are not always in America. It is dominated by foreign players outside of America that now all come here to play with the best of the best. So I would look forward to seeing like what that part of it would do.
Yeah. I actually think to your point, I think flag football is definitely going to evolve the game. The NFL continues to play NFL games in other countries, and it's a constant track to try to get more tackle football globally and participating. But flag has that opportunity to be able to do that for both men and women. And kind of level the playing field, if you will, a little bit, especially on the women's side. But what I've even seen in my own son, and what I'm getting to is he played flag before tackle. So my son is he's going to the 9th grade now. I could see where flag helped him before we put the pads on. So you start thinking about teaching the game in that way. Mm-hmm. And I saw him. He learned the game a little bit more. He learned it slower. Didn't have to learn everything at once. And it helped tremendously. So I think it's that part of the game too that can, on the male side anyway, definitely help and growing the game truly globally by getting flag involved in the Olympics, because it's just going to only help the growth of that side, and of course, women playing the game as well too.
Hey,
so
let's do it.
Yeah.
2028.
I thought you meant ask him the last question.
No. Let's 2028. Let's go. Let's do it. Let's get on this flag football journey.
Yeah, I got some connects now. Y'all want to go try out?
All
right, if you really want to know. So in the lockout year in 2010 or 2011.
2011.
Malcolm Jenkins and myself got bored, and we played flag football with the quarterback Doucette.
Wow.
He was my wide receiver because I'm like, dude, I'm only playing quarterback.
Yeah.
So he was like, yeah, man. So I was throwing dimes to him like in 2011.
Yeah.
Playing quarterback in the flag football league. Even God rest his soul, Joe McKnight came out there and played too.
Wow.
We just all out here, all these NFL. So
yeah,
it can be done.
It can be done.
And it was good. And it was competitive. We didn't know what we were doing because it's rules to it, and the way they play the game is can definitely be sped up. But
I got a great idea for y'all. How about y'all put a team together versus Team USA?
Like we just
current Team USA.
Yeah. Like we construct a team. Let's play the game.
Yeah.
All right.
Player, coach, owner like George Hallis.
Yeah,
it'd be exciting. Yeah.
I think it'd be.
Yeah.
let's do it.
Dude.
Well, and y'all heard what Goodell dropped the other day, right?
No.
What?
Pro Flag League.
Oh, Lord.
Did y'all hear that news?
Dude, my knee's going to be so sore.
Yeah. a pro Flag League. You know?
I tell you what, if we do this, I'll play more golf. I'll go buy some clubs right now.
You know what?
I go-
Izell, let me tell you something. You have accomplished a ton. You've done a lot. You've seen a lot. And you continue to do that. Are you naturally like just this entrepreneurial mind? Like, where does this mindset come from deep down to where you continue to have these growth processes, or do you just accomplish, then go to the next goal?
I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. I feel that. I feel like this is my calling, and especially being in youth sports, man. And that's the only way I can explain it. But to your point, the entrepreneurial mindset, I definitely have that. I always have. But doing that and coupling it with youth sports and kind of being in this position and also, you know, again, we talk about the business aspect, but also looking at it from a standpoint of like, I don't look at it from a financial growth standpoint as much as I do the participation and making sure all kids get the opportunity to play. The business side of it to take care of itself, but so it's more of a cause-based business, man, and I'm really passionate about what I do, and I got a great team that I've been able to amass that have been working with me years and believing in this pie in the sky vision that I had. So yeah, man, it's been good. It's been a blessing just to be able to do it and employ people and open up doors for kids, for women. Man, not a day feels like work. I know that's cliche, but man, I'm loving what I'm doing. I'm loving what I'm doing.
Yeah, that's awesome. You've got a great journey. You've got a great story. Your personal Mount Rushmore. You know, this is people that have had influence, coaches, teachers, family members. Just if you could pick 4 people that have helped shape you and mold you into the man you are today, who would those 4 people be?
Oh, man. Let's start with my parents.
Okay.
My mother and father, first and foremost, man. You know, that's where it started. I could just stay in the family tree easily, man. But I would say also, man, you know, I had some college teammates because I was going through some difficult times, man. We all do, and they're like brothers. I mean, you know, you get to college, you get to pro. So I got some guys, Ron Sigler, Chris Daniels, man. These are my 2 dudes, you know, brother from another mother. Mm-hmm. But you know, we mold and we look after each other, man. So they've been strong, and I mean, that list could go on beyond 4. But man, you know, I was fortunate to be around some good brothers, and one is a high school coach, now the other is a cardiologist, and we all play ball together. Yeah. You know, and we formed a good bond. They're still strong to this day. So, but again, I start my parents, but it could go to my grandparents and beyond. We just being deeply rooted in family too, man. It has a lot to do with who I am and the man I am today. So.
I appreciate you coming on the pod and pouring to us. And I'm so glad I asked that question because I did not know you're the man responsible for getting flag football into college.
We literally just had him on the podcast.
I'm telling everybody, like, I know the Godfather who put it in college. Like, that's
man, I'm like the guy behind the curtain, man. I don't.
I'm opening the curtain.
I just keep going.
No, I'm putting you out there. This is the man who got women's flag football in college. Like, I'm putting your face out there. Like, let it be known. It's Black History Month too. Come on now.
Yeah, for sure.
Come on now. Creator, innovator, motivator.
I just think it's inspiring.
It's so inspiring.
It's a beautiful thing. And this is one thing I'd want to make sure I highlight, and it has nothing to do with all your accomplishments. It kind of goes under the radar, but just think about this for all those kids and people and parents that are listening, how important your education is, because this man was an honor student in high school whose coach knew that he could make it in at UAB, number one.
Yeah. And
before a coach can recruit you, can he get in? So the fact that you had your grades right then is what allowed you to be able to say, hey, go get this guy, walk on, become a starter, go to the NFL.
Yeah.
And then continue to pour it and change this game right now. But it all started with getting your grades right and being that person first. So you truly are all about timing. You're a blessing. You're a bright guy. I can tell. And your parents raised you right down there in Dothan, brother.
Yeah, appreciate it, man. Alabama. You know, we got to send that shout out for you.
That's what we do, baby. 334, dog.
No, I appreciate it, guys. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Good. Thanks.